Good afternoon, RES students. I'm excited to share a book with you this afternoon that I actually ordered to share with our fifth grade basketball team. But I think it's a great book that we can all learn a lesson or two from. The title is The Hard Hat for Kids, a story about 10 ways to be a great teammate. It's written by John Gordon and Lauren Gallagher and illustrated by Corey Scott. Michaela loved three things in life: dogs, triple chocolate ice cream cones, and basketball. Her grandfather was a coach, and Michaela started playing basketball before she could even walk. Michaela, whom everyone called Mickey, played basketball all the time. She even begged her dad to put a light over the garage so she could play at night. Mickey dreamed of the day fifth grade would begin and she could play basketball for her school team. When the first day of fifth grade arrived, Mickey was ready. Well, she was ready for basketball at least. The first day of school seemed to drag on forever. Finally, Principal Rhodes's voice blared over the loudspeaker. All fifth graders interested in playing basketball, please report to the gym at dismissal. Mickey was out the door in a flash and halfway to the gym before Mr. Rhodes could finish his announcement. "Welcome to Cayuga basketball," said Coach Viola with a smile. "We kick off every season with the Hard Hat Award." Mickey was instantly excited. She had been practicing every day and was ready for the chance to compete and win. This challenge is about being a great teammate. It will take place over the next week. After our first game, the winner will be awarded this big red hard hat. The kids looked at him excitedly, but they were a little puzzled. Coach Viola chuckled. "I bet you're wondering why this prize is a hard hat. Well, a hard hat is usually worn by construction workers when they build tall buildings, bridges, and towers. Construction workers are known for working hard and working together to build something really great. When I played lacrosse in college, my good friend George won our team's Hard Hat Award. He was the best teammate ever. To carry on this tradition, I will give this hard hat to the player who has been the best teammate throughout the next week." Mickey was mesmerized by Coach Viola's story, and she decided then and there that she wanted to win that hard hat. Mickey knew she was the best player on the team. She looked around and wondered if there was anyone who could give her some competition. Her eyes fell on Jax, and she smiled at him. He was the nicest kid at school and a pretty good player, but he couldn't make a basket or even get close to the rim. During practice that week, Mickey dribbled circles around everyone and made all her shots. The day before their first game, Jack said to Mickey, "You're a sharp shooter, Mickey. I hope I can learn to shoot like you one day." Mickey was confident that the hard hat would be hers. The next day, Mickey couldn't stop thinking about the game or the hard hat. Finally, it was time for the starting players to take the court. The referee blew the whistle and Mickey's teammate Joe jumped and tipped the ball to her. She made a quick spin move, dribbled to the basket, and scored. Mickey was a scoring machine. She already had 10 points when Coach Viola took her out. Mickey missed Jax's high five because she was too busy stomping over to Coach Viola to complain. "Coach, why did you take me out? I scored more points than anyone." "You were great out there, Mickey. Now it's time to be a great teammate from the bench," said Coach. "How are you supposed to be a great teammate if you're not even in the game?" she mumbled to herself. "Nice game today, and it was a great first week of practice. Now we have an award to give it out," said Coach Viola as he reached for the big red shiny hard hat. Mickey held her breath. "After a lot of thought, I'm excited to announce that the Hard Hat Award goes to Jax. Congratulations on winning the Hard Hat Award and for being such a great teammate." As Mickey and her grandfather walked across the gym, her grandfather said, "Great game, Mickey. Why the sad face?" "Pops, I was the best player on the team and I scored the most points, but I didn't win the Hard Hat Award." "Well, Mickey, there's a difference between being the best player and being the best teammate," said her grandfather. "There he is?" asked Mickey. "It sure is a mystery to me." "Solving a mystery always begins with some good old-fashioned detective work and gathering clues," said her grandfather. "Why don't you start by watching Jax? Watch what he does at practice and during games. Even watch him when he's on the bench. Here you go. Every good detective needs a notebook for gathering clues," said her grandfather with a smile. "Thanks, Pops." From that day on, Mickey imagined she was a detective. She watched Jackson search for clues in the gym, on the court, during water breaks, on the bench, and even after practice. She put all the clues in her notebook. After a week of detective work, she couldn't wait to share the clues with her grandfather that night at dinner. Number 1, work hard. Number 2, effort. Mickey opened her notebook to show Pops her detective work. I needed a way to make sense of all these clues, so for each one I wrote a word or phrase to describe what Jax did. For example, he was always at the gym early to practice his shooting, so I used the word work hard and the word effort. But even when our team was losing, Jax would cheer us on and shout out positive words that made us work harder and play better. So I used the words believe and encourage. When Jax was on the bench, he watched his teammates play and always tried to motivate us. He made us believe we could win, so I used the words motivate and optimism. After every game, Jax would shake the referee's hand and say, "Thank you." He also thanked Coach Viola after every game in practice and always stayed after to help clean up the locker room, so I used the word respect. He huddled us up before every game and always shared positive energy. He never walked by a teammate without a smile and a high five, and he was the first to jump off the bench with excitement when one of his teammates did something great on the court, so I used the words energy and enthusiasm. If you were having a bad practice or not playing well, Jax always said something helpful that made you feel better. He wasn't the best player, but he made everyone around him better. He's a great friend, so I wrote the word friend. "Wow, you've done a great work here, Mickey. So what do you make of it all?" asked her grandfather. "Well, I felt all these words were the key to solving the mystery. When I put them in the right order, the answer was right there in front of me. Work hard, plus effort, plus believe in your teammates, plus encourage, plus friend, plus optimism, plus respect, plus energy, plus motivate, plus enthusiasm equals..." I circled the first letter of each word and I was able to crack the code. All of Jax's teammates' skills spelled out "we" before me. "You see, Pops, Jax always put the team first, and now that feeling is starting to spread," said Mickey excitedly. "What do you mean?" her grandfather asked. "Jax once told me he wants to be able to shoot like me. Before, I only focused on being better than him, but now I want him to be the best he can be. He's shown us that we're all better when we put the team before ourselves." "Well, my little detective, I think you've discovered the keys on being a great teammate," Mickey's grandfather said with a smile. From that day forward, Mickey and Jax met every day to practice their shooting. Mickey taught him all the shooting tips she had learned from her grandfather. One day, after cleaning up the locker room, they walked home together. "I can't believe the championship game is tomorrow," said Jax. "Coach says that we have a good shot at beating the Lions." "With your new shooting skills, the Lions have no chance," said Mickey as she smiled and headed home. The next day, the whole school came to watch Cayuga play in the championship. As time ticked away, Cayuga was still down by a point when Coach Viola called a timeout. "We have time for one last play. Let's go with Big Red, the play where Ezra passes the ball to Mickey for the shot." Mickey had waited for this moment her whole entire life. It was her chance to make her winning shot in a championship game. She looked over at Jax and suddenly had a different idea. "Coach, I have 2 players on me and I don't think I'll be able to get a shot off. What if I fake the shot and pass it to Jax?" she said hopefully. Coach Viola looked surprised and then smiled. "Great idea, Mickey. Jax, get ready." The whistle blew and Ezra passed the ball to Mickey, who instantly had 2 players on her. She quickly faked the shot, causing the defenders to jump up in the air. She then delivered a perfect pass between them to Jax, who was ready and waiting. Jax caught the ball. He looked at Mickey. She nodded. The gym was silent. Jax bent his legs, just like he and Mickey had practiced, and then jumped and released the ball toward the basket. Time seemed to stand still as all eyes followed the ball through the air. Swish! The buzzer sounded. The whole gym erupted in cheers. Cayuga Elementary had won the championship. After the game, Coach Valla called the team to the locker room one last time. I'm so proud of all of you for making this such a great season. You really came together. And I'm so proud of you for making this such a great season. You really came together as a team and showed what the hard hat is all about. And congrats to our hard hat winner, Jax, for a fearless winning basket. Jax then stood up and said, "Thank you, Coach, but there's someone who deserves the hard hat more than me." Jax walked over to Mickey and put the hard hat on her head. "You helped me become a better shooter. You passed me the ball. You encouraged me. You're not only a great player, but you're also a great teammate, and you deserve the hard hat." The team cheered and clapped as Mickey smiled. In that moment, Mickey realized that the hard hat itself wasn't important. Being a great teammate and making your team better was what mattered the most. She discovered that being a great teammate means that sometimes you are the star and other times you help your teammates become the star. When Coach Viola went into the locker room the next day, he found the hard hat sitting in its place on the shelf and a message taped above it. Dear Coach, we decided to leave the hard hat here for the next team, along with the 10 important ways to be a great teammate. Just as your teammate George inspired you, we want to inspire people as well. Thanks for everything, Coach. Mickey and Jax. We before me. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this story. There is a website you can visit for an activity guide that you may enjoy working with your parents. It's at www.hardhatkids.com. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope that you are reading at home, and I hope you enjoyed our book that I shared with you this afternoon. And always remember, whether you're on the court or involved in any sport, it's important to always not only be a better player, but also to be an awesome teammate. Bye, guys.